Hey my beautiful marshmallows, welcome back to another video, Celebrity Tarot Reading Edition, and today we're doing Druski. Anyways, before we get into it, quick disclaimer, I am a psychic tarot reader. I do have intuitive abilities, and if you think I'm lying, stick around and find out to the end and let me know your thoughts and opinions. Do you think I'm a real psychic? Let me know. But I also provide tarot readings for only $20. Yes, girl, because $20 gives you a lot. Okay, up to 10 questions. You can ask whatever you want as long as it pertains to the type of tarot reading you got. So I provide love readings, career/finance readings, ancestral, evil eye, basically all of the above, and you can look down in the description of each reading and see which one you want. But that leads me to say I came out with a new tarot reading, you guys, and this one is called Christmas Wish. Yes, Christmas Wish, because we're in Christmas season. So, in honor of the Christmas spirit, Christmas Wish is an intuitive tarot reading using my psychic abilities designed to uncover any upcoming miracle or blessing that is in store for you. It is meant to elevate your spirit and give you hope. Okay, because we're coming to the end of the year and a lot of people may not, I don't know about you guys. I've had a really rough year. Like, it's been a lot for me. And so I need that little bit of hope. Everybody needs a little bit of, like, next year will be better, or there's better things coming in store for you. So that's what this reading is about. So basically the questions that you can ask, because I realize that it's no shade. People order types of readings, but they don't ask questions that pertain to the reading they got. So the questions you can ask for this reading must be related to what miracle or blessing is in store for you. How can you align yourself with this upcoming miracle? Will your wishes come true? And what is blocking you from manifesting this wish? Like I said, if that's something you're interested in, click down in my link below and you will automatically be put on my storefront. Also, I have Discord. I haven't really been promoting that, but if you want to talk to me one-on-one or in a group setting, that is my Discord. That's our little safe space to talk shit. Also, join my Patreon because I will be doing a reading on Kodak Black, who was also on Kai Cenat's live, and why he looked like he was drugged and cracked the fuck out. So, moving on, let's get straight into it. So, Druski has recently been, he's basically been receiving a lot of backlash on social media because he referred to a little boy, a child, as a little fat N-word on Kai Cenat's live stream. I just want to say that everything Druski is getting flack for, he was completely, like, unprovoked. Nobody held him at gunpoint and told him to say this shit. Here's my opinion. He's also been receiving a lot of flack for, number two, being very violent and aggressive on Kai Cenat's live stream. So he was, like, throwing, like, energy drinks around that still had liquid in them. Literally throwing them around, which I don't understand why you would do that. Kai Cenat's a streamer. I'm sure he has a lot of electronics in the room. Why are you splashing around? Like, just dirty as fuck. And then number three, he was also being a groupie for Kevin Hart and just being rude and disruptive. So he's just been receiving a lot of backlash for that. My personal thoughts and opinions on Druski are, I don't think he's funny at all. I've never found him funny. I don't get the hype. And that's just my personal opinion. I personally don't see it for him. And the reason is because he's just not that funny. To me, he has that old Vine humor, like millennial humor, when they were, like, jumping off the walls and calling that a joke, like, or doing the zoom in thing, when they zoom in the video and it's like this awkward silence. Like, that's his humor to me. Like, he has Vine humor, millennial Vine humor, and that, like, and it's no shade, millennials are just corny as fuck to me. So sorry to any millennials that are watching this. Y'all are kind of corny, okay? Y'all are not the most funniest. In my opinion, Gen Z is the funniest generation. I don't care what nobody says. But anywho, he's just not that funny to me. Also, I just believe overall that comedy is dead, because a lot of these comedians cannot make a joke without it being offensive. And my personal opinion is that if you can't make a joke without it being offensive, you're not a comedian. As a real humorous person, which I'm funny, and let me just say, all of my friends that I've met and have at least told me one time that I should be a comedian, because I'm naturally funny, right? I'm a clown. That is one of the only things I ever got from my father, is his clownish ways. I am naturally humorous, right? And so And it's natural. I don't have to make a racist joke or a homophobic or a misogynistic joke in order to be funny, and that's why I believe comedy is dead. These are not real comedians. These are people who literally use dark humor to be funny, and in my opinion, dark humor is very like low level dry humor. Like, it's not funny, it's not witty at all. I think humor is wit. That's my personal opinion. So I never saw it for him. I don't understand the appeal, but without further ado, let's get sorry y'all, that was my dog. So now that I got my opinions off, let's get into it. So his current energy, the 10 of swords is here. Damn. The 9 of swords is here. Damn. The 8 of swords is here. Damn. Like, he's going through it, y'all. So the backlash that he's been facing, if you were wondering, yes, he is affected by this backlash, right? The 9 of swords lets me know that he's going through emotional and mental turmoil. The backlash is stressing him out. It's stressing him out. It's making him depressed. It's making him anxious. And this is all, this negativity that he's feeling is coming from his career. He's definitely worried about the state of his career, because I don't know about you guys, but it looks like he's about to get canceled. Like, no shade. You refer to a little child as a little fat N-word. You've just been doing a lot. Like, and that's the problem with Druski as well. I just don't think he's funny because he does too much. Real comedians, it's effortless. It's easy. They don't have to do backflips on stage and act like a fucking jester in order to make people laugh. It's very natural. And he just does too much. Like I said, he reminds me of that one kid in the back of the class where it's like, you wonder why nobody fucks with him. You talk to him and then you see why nobody fucks with him. It's because, not because he's rude or he's an asshole. No, like, he's not a bully or anything. It's the simple fact that when you laugh at one of his jokes or show him any kindness, he's gonna drag it. Like, he does too much. He does too much. But anyways, yeah, it's looking like he's scared, and he feels like this could be the end of his career, especially with the 10 of swords. This is like, basically, he's accepted defeat. Like, this is him accepting defeat. Like, damn. He's also, like I said, the criticism that he's been facing, and I'm going to be honest with you, he's not facing hate. I don't want nobody to call it hate. People are too quick to call, like, online criticism hate. It's not hate. It's valid criticism. Like, you being held accountable for, like, basically disrespecting a child that did nothing to you, mind you. Keep this in mind. Everything that I'm mentioning was completely unprovoked. Nobody was holding Druski held at gunpoint telling him to do this shit. He did this on his whole own free volition. So, anywho, like I said, the 10 of swords is him accepting defeat. This is also just him feeling defeated. And the 8 of swords is here. So he could be an air sign as well. But the 8 of swords talks about him feeling stuck and confused. Basically, since, he's been facing all this backlash, he doesn't know how to move about it. He doesn't know what to do. Like, should I continue going on Kai Cenat's stream? Should I hide away for a little bit? Let me tell you something. His best move is to give a sincere apology, like a video, not a PR statement, a video apology, and basically right his wrongs. That's it. Like, just apologize to the child and say, I'm only human. He's a man, so it should be that easy for the internet to forgive him. But yes, you guys, his current energy is that he feels mentally and emotionally exhausted. He does not know what to do. He's feeling very anxious, stressed, and depressed. The strength card is also here, which lets me know that he's, like I said, he's growing through it, and he's having to endure all of these hits. Like I said, he is getting a lot of backlash right now, rightfully so. So anyways, I also don't feel bad for him. Like, I don't feel any empathy, because you did this to yourself. Nobody told you to disrespect a child. Nobody told you to throw that drummer's drum set on the floor. Mind you, this is all unprovoked. Nobody told you to be a groupie for Kevin Hart, out of all people. Like, he was dick riding Kevin Hart to the sun and back. Like, child. Anyways, the 8 of Pentacles is also here. So this is him working on his career. Like I said, clearly his main priority and focus is his career. So this is him working, possibly signing deals on the back end, working out, some type of contract or whatever. But he is definitely doing his best to propel his career and continue, his advancement. The King of Pentacles is here. The King of Pentacles talks about getting, basically, he's very financially stable at this point. His finances are looking mwah, chef's kiss, which, you know, good for him. So although he's receiving a lot of this backlash, this is still him acknowledging, like, you know what, I got money, I'm making a lot of money, and so it is what it is, right? So he's feeling very secure in his finances. His finances are not a struggle, clearly. The Knight of Swords is here. So this is him doing things without really thinking it through. And I think that's his issue. He's too impulsive. Like I said, when he smashed that drummer's drum set for no reason, it was an impulsive decision. Like he just like, and that's his issue. He does things without thinking it through. And this could be a lesson for him to learn, to slow down a bit and actually, you know, have a thought process behind what you're doing instead of just doing shit, right? So that is his prerogative. He is very impulsive, right? And the Knight of Cups, feeling very emotional towards something. He could be a water sign as well. Now let's answer the questions that you guys have had. You guys have asked a lot of questions, which I genuinely appreciate. If you don't know, I post on my community tabs quite a bit, especially whenever I have a reading that I want to do. And I post on there usually to ask you guys, what questions do you have about the celebrity that I'm reading on? So you guys can answer your questions. Well, no, so I can answer your questions. Let's get on. So, my girl, Whoa Money, said, hold on, not my iPhone. Okay. She said, why did he call the kid that? Referring to when Druski called that little boy a little fat N-word. So basically, Druski said that out of jest. Like I said, he wasn't being serious. And like I said, he does this thing where he doesn't think through. Like, he doesn't think before he speaks. He just speaks. Whatever he feels is right in the moment is what he's going to say. Like, say, for example, I'm feeling very annoyed. So I say, fuck everybody. And I don't really think through, like, damn, if I say fuck everybody, how is that going to make everybody feel, right? No, I just say that because that's how I feel in the moment. That's him. Like, the Eight of Wands represents, like, with a quickness, fast motion, speed, not, like I said, very much in the moment. And so he was not thinking through. He was not really thinking, to be honest, when he said that shit. And I'm also getting this intuitively, so I am getting an intuitive download. Woo! Intuitive download time. If y'all have watched at least one of my readings, you know I get intuitive downloads every now and again. So what I'm hearing is that Druski is in a position where he's one of those people, he's constantly thinking about how to basically entertain. Like, he's always in a mindset of how can I make this moment entertaining, which is why he shows his ass a lot, which is why he does all this extra impulsive shit, because he's constantly trying, basically he's trying to, what do you call it, clip farm? People call it click farming. Like, he's trying to entertain and draw in a lot of traction. So he's constantly thinking, like, how can I make this moment funny? How can I? And that's why he does a lot. Instead of just letting shit happen naturally, he's constantly trying to curate a moment and make it something that can go viral so he can profit. So he's constantly in this mindset of, how can I make this a moment? How can I make this a moment, right? Say, for example, I'm on here and I'm a tarot reader, right? And I'm like, how can I make this reading interesting? How can I make this reading interesting? Let me make up some random shit. That's kind of him. Like, how can I make this moment funny? And his solution is to do some outlandish shit. That is what he thinks is comedy. That's what he thinks the people wants to see. It's all about what do the people want to see. And I think that this is what I'm getting intuitively because I'm in his energy. I think that Druski, by the way, his real name is Drew. I think that Druski thinks that by doing outlandish, outrageous shit, that basically rage baiting. He thinks by rage baiting, that is what's going to propel his career, because that's what people seem to be the most interested in, right? Is outrageous shit. So that's the mindset he was in. He was also in this mindset of, how can I make this a moment, right? For me. The Ace of Swords is also here. He was just talking shit. Like I said, even though the Ace of Swords talks about intellect, he was just talking shit. This was an idea that he came up with on the spot. He thought it was funny to say, so he was like, you know what, let me say it, right? Like, oh, this little kid is fat. Like, how can I make that a joke, right? How can I make this a moment? That is what he was saying, if that makes sense. That's how he was thinking. Also, when it comes to this situation, he just wants to move on. The Chariot is here, the Four of Swords. I don't see him apologizing, to be honest. I see him like laying low and not being in the media or just acting like this shit isn't happening. He wants to move on from the situation. He doesn't want this situation to affect his career, which obviously, like, who would, right? But he just wants to move on. All right, so basically he said that because he wanted to make a moment. He's constantly, like I said, that's why he tries so hard to be funny. He wants to have a moment, and he wants to continue to basically keep the momentum up in his career. He doesn't want to, be a one-hit wonder or whatever. So that's why he did that. I feel like I didn't explain that well. Like, I hope that made sense. And why am I stuttering so much? This is definitely his energy. Anyways, so my girl Dee Love, hold on. My girl Dee Love Tech Stories 1111 said, does he have some issues going on with him career-wise? The answer to the question is yes. He has a lot going on in his career. So if you guys hear the dog barking, please don't play that on mine. Like, that's just how he is at this point. But anyways, the Five of Pentacles is here and the Four of Pentacles is here. So career-wise, he's focused on his finances. He's worried about, so I take back what I said before, right? Like I said, I never done a reading on him, so I don't know. But his finances are looking a little bit sticky. It's looking a little bit iffy. And so, yes, an issue so far is his finances. He is trying his best to maintain and regulate his finances. Like I said, it's one thing to blow up on the mainstream media and become a sensation, but it's another thing to maintain that. And that is what he's trying to do. He's trying to maintain his social media success and mainstreamness to make it an actual career, right? It's like he got one part, done. He blew up and he got through the gate. Now it's his job to maintain that. And that is why he's constantly doing the most, you guys, is because he is anxious about losing his moment, right? He got the moment. Now you have to lose it. Now you have to maintain it. So yes, his finances is a little bit of an issue. The Judgment card is also here. He's very anxious and apprehensive about social media perception. And I think this has to do with his recent backlash as well. I think he acknowledges that he's been perceived as a not so good person on social media. So he's very anxious and apprehensive about that. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he does some PR shit like giving to charity or something like that. Like, he's just very concerned with how social media perceives him and his perception on social media, like his image, his social image. And so that is an issue he's facing with his career. Obviously, like, this is all obvious though. Like, I guess what's currently going on is the issues, right? The Nine of Swords. I think all of this is really mentally draining for him. Like I said, the thing with these streamers is that they're constantly like, there was one streamer that was on live for like 40 days and 40 nights. I kid you not. Like, it's exhausting, right? Because it's no shade. In order to achieve that level of fame and success, you have to sell your soul. And that's what I think it is. Druski sold his soul. Now, when I say sell your soul, a lot of people take it to the spiritual route. It doesn't have to be spiritual all the time. When you sell your soul, I'm talking about you're selling your personal life. Like, in order to be a celebrity, you have to give up a sense of normalcy. You can't go to the grocery store on your own. You can't do normal shit. And like I said, in order to achieve this success, he sacrificed his mental health. Again, it's also the backlash, but I just get that honestly, being a comedian is very draining for him. Now, with this Two of Swords, I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a break or if he goes on a little hiatus, because this is him looking out to other options. I wouldn't be surprised if he branches out within the next year and does something different, like I don't know, maybe a cooking show or something besides just trying to be funny and being a comedian because it's not working for him. Clearly, the Three of Swords is also here. So if he recently went through a breakup, this could talk about that, or just if he simply recently lost a friend. If you guys know that, I don't know. Do you guys know if he lost a friend, or simply this is just him being heartbroken about the place he's at in his career? Like I said, he's facing a lot of backlash. On the bottom of the deck is the Tower card. He's going through a big disruptive moment in his career. Like I said, it's looking like this could possibly be the end, and I see him low-key accepting his fate. All right. So, shout out to my girl, Native Nalaya. Native Nalia. I hope I'm saying that right. But shout out to her. She said, "Who is Druski outside of comedy?" Now, unfortunately, Spirit didn't really have an answer for this. I can tell you this though, Druski is a character, and Druski is definitely a persona. So again, he's constantly in this character where he's trying to figure out. Druski is somebody of shock value. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, that's the majority of his comedy, his career, is shock value. Him doing things that are outrageous, and like I said, it's kind of like offensive, right? Borderline offensive, when he had that talent show shit and he would like make fun of people and say, "Oh yeah, thank you, keep it pushing," like, you know, kind of being a little bit rude and disrespectful, but that's his character. It's a shock value thing. So I think that Druski is definitely who he says he is. Like, that's part of the real him, except turned up a little bit. And that's how a lot of artists and celebrities create their own personas. Like, their personas is the real them, except turned up a little bit. So that girl Chaperone, who says that, "Oh, Chaperone is not me, like I'm not Chaperone." Yes, you are, sister. Chaperone is the real you, cranked up a little bit. That's how a lot of these celebrities create a fake persona. So Druski is the real Drew. It's just his persona turned up a little bit, and he does it for social media clicks and views. So, like I said, unfortunately, there wasn't a real answer for this. Here's what I can say. He's not a horrible person. You know, inherently, he's not a mean, evil person. With the Fool card here, with the Fool card and the Wheel of Fortune, I don't think he's inherently a bad person. He just has some bad ways about him and some bad traits when it comes to his social media persona that he needs to let go. Like this offensive, bottom of the barrel humor gotta go. This 5th grade, 2nd grade humor gotta go. So, let me see. Rose K 140. Hold on. Rose K 140 said, "Who's the real Druski?" as well. So who's the real Druski? Like I said, you guys, obviously the real Druski is a social media persona, but the real him, I think the real him, because Spirit's not really answering this question, so I'm gonna have to use my intuition, which some of you guys, I know you don't like that. You want to see tarot cards, you want to see visuals. Unfortunately, that can't always happen. So so let me use my intuition. I think that the real Druski is a lot more laid back than this social media persona that's constantly looking for a viral moment. I think the real him is chill, relatable, funny, easygoing, but unfortunately, because he is constantly in this state of, I need to make a moment, and I need to make a moment so that I can, you know, continue to have a career, it puts him in this like unhealthy, it makes him do these like negative things because it's like shock value. Basically, you know that saying, like, good press and all press is better than no press. Like, all press is good press. That's not necessarily like true, right? You don't constantly want to be associated with negativity. So the real Druski, I believe, I don't know what the hell that was. The real Druski, I believe, is chill, laid back, easygoing. I think there's something he's dealing with on the inside. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know, with the 5 of Cups, I don't know what this is. I don't know if he recently lost a friend, a family member, or experienced a breakup with somebody, but Yeah, the real Druski is hurting on the inside. I don't know what's going on with him. The hermit card is also here. The real Druski could be an introvert. He could not want to be around people all the time. Just likes to be to himself. The Four of Cups. I don't think he's even pleased with how he's betraying himself on the internet. I think he likes it because it's giving him money, and this is what draws attention, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing, right? So anyways, that's the real Druski. There's not much to say. I don't think he's a horrible person deep down. I just think he needs to relax a little bit and understand that you will have your moment. Like, it'll happen naturally. You don't always have to try to have a moment. If you get a moment, you will have a moment, right? You've gone mainstream for a reason. I'm pretty sure you'll go viral again. You don't have to keep trying so hard, right? So, is Druski as successful as he portrays? Honestly, the Ten of Cups is here and the Ten of Pentacles is also here. Um, the answer is yes to a certain extent. It's not completely yes. So there is a part of his life that is successful. Like, he's making a lot more money than he was before. Emotionally, he's a lot more fulfilled than he was before. But the Seven of Pentacles is here. The Eight of Pentacles is here. The Star card is here. No, he's not as successful as he portrays. So to a certain extent, yes and no. He's not even satisfied himself with where he is in his career, which is why, like I said, he's constantly looking for a moment. He's not satisfied him damn self. So no, he's not as successful as he betrays. I take that back. To a certain extent, yes, he's successful, but not as successful as he wants to be, right? The Star card lets me know that he is still trying to get to that point where of his success. Success is different for everybody, and how you define your success is different from how other people may define success. And he's not where he wants to be. So if he is lying, like I said, I don't keep up with him, but if he is on the internet saying, "Oh, I'm happy with where I'm at," he's lying. He's lying. And yeah, the Eight of Swords is here. He feels stuck and confused when it comes to his career. So no, he's not as successful as he portrays. And that was from my girl, Whoa Money. Next, so back to my girl, Whoa Money, biggest supporter. She said, is he ignorant on purpose, or is he just like that in general? So what I'm getting is that he is ignorant on purpose. With the Six of Wands here, the Six of Pentacles here, he's doing it for a check, and the Page of Pentacles is right here. He's ignorant on purpose for sure, to a certain extent. Now, I don't think he's that spiritually or mentally evolved as a person yet. But what I'm seeing here is that he is ignorant on purpose, right? Now, the Page of Swords, I don't think he's that much of an intellectual being. I think he's smarter than what he portrays himself to be for sure. But, he's not like Harvard level, intellect. But he's definitely not as ignorant as he makes himself to be. Like I said, this Druski persona is the real him cranked up a little bit, right? Exasperated. So yes, he's doing this for a check, and the Nine of Swords, it's come back to bite him in the ass. He's realizing that, like, this social media persona that he's curated, this image that he's curated for himself, is coming back to bite him in the ass, and the Strength card is here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, he's being ignorant on purpose. It's all for, like I said, chicks and giggles, clicks and views. So back to Whoa Money, she also said, is Druski jealous of Kai's success? To a certain extent, yeah. Because the Seven of Swords is here, so there is a part of him that is hidden, that is a little bit jealous. Not as much as Kai Cenat's other friends. Like, Kai Cenat's other friends, it's more than jealous, they're envious. Like, they truly want what he has. Druski is a little bit jealous, and that's only, like, what can you say, right? That's expected because they're in the same field, kind of, sort of. They're working in the same area of social media, and so obviously there's going to be a bit of competition and comparison, right? But beyond that, I don't think he's envious or like he hates Kai Cenat down below. No. Is he a little bit jealous, like, say, because Kai Cenat's having a decent run right now, like he's having a good streak, and Druski's going through this shit, so obviously a little bit of him is like, damn, I wish I was Kai in this moment, right? But the Five of Pentacles is here, the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. Druski's just worried about his finances, especially if he grew up poor, he could operate from a lack mentality, and so he's constantly worried about losing it all. And I see that. So this could also potentially mean that he's living above his means, and so his finances are looking a little bit iffy right now. The Hierophant is also here, so they could be under the same type of management, or they could know the same type of people. So I don't know if they're under the same company or the same management team or what, but this could point to them having the same type of boss, the same type of, like I said, affiliate when it comes to the industry and stuff like that. So he does have a connection to Kai Cenat on that level. But for the most part, the Nine of Cups, he's satisfied with where he's at, in a sense. Like, he's not, okay, it's not like he's not satisfied with where he's at, but it's not to the point where, oh, like, I want what Kai Cenat has. It's just like, oh, I'm in a good place. I wish I could be in a better place, but it's not giving like, oh, I'm in this horrible place and I want what he has. So to answer the question, is he jealous of Kai Cenat? Not really. A little bit, because again, it's only natural. They're in the same arena. When it comes to social media personas, they're in the same kind of category. And so there is bound to be some type of comparison. But other than that, I wouldn't say he's envious of Kai Cenat. Now, he does acknowledge that hanging around Kai Cenat also gives him a bag. Hanging around Kai Cenat also makes him abundant as well. And so he does see Kai Cenat as a opportunity, basically. Now, MJ Joseph 4194 said, what was he even thinking? Now, I'm not going to shuffle again because I already answered this question. Just to reiterate, he was trying to go viral. He's constantly trying to go viral. He's constantly trying to maintain his mainstream success because he's very anxious about losing his success. And so he just said that in the moment because he thought it would be funny. He thought it would make people laugh. Because again, Druski, the persona, is a persona that does things for clicks and views. Druski does and says very outrageous things that, basically it's all about shock value. And so he just wanted to have a shock value moment, and he got it all right, just not in the way he wanted to. So that's what he was thinking. To be honest, again, he wasn't really thinking at all. So, are they into rituals and witchcraft? I would say no. I'm not seeing. So again, this was by MJ Joseph 4194. They said, are they into rituals and witchcraft? I don't know exactly what do you mean by they, but the answer is no, not directly. So like I said, they definitely sold their souls, but when I say sell their soul, it's not always a spiritual sense. There's many different ways to sell your soul, and most of the time I mean it in a sense that you have to sacrifice basically a huge part of your personal life in order to reach that certain level of fame. Like I said, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't have any type of privacy like that. Like, privacy becomes a luxury. And so, yes, when you sell your soul, you sacrifice basically everything. And that's what I mean by selling your soul. But inherently, no, not really, no. I definitely see there's people around them that may be into that stuff, but them directly, no. The Emperor is here. Okay. Actually, I changed my mind. The High Priestess is here. Like I said, I don't know if I would say directly, but yes. Yes and no. Again, they sold their souls. So I don't think them themselves, like, I don't think they're sitting in front of a pot, pouring in all types of ingredients and, stirring it around and saying a prayer. Like, no. But I definitely think there are some things that they had to do spiritually to get to where they are. And so indirectly, are they into it? Probably. But directly themselves, no. I wouldn't think on a random Tuesday they're going to pick up some sage and sage their home. Like, they're not into spirituality like that. But in order to be where you are, you got to do something. So yes, they are into it, but directly, no. It's not like giving Azealia Banks. MJ Joseph also had to say, are all the men in the house gay? Y'all are messy. Let me just say that you guys are messy. Like, what will possess you to ask that question? Let me go find it again. Yeah. So, are all the men in the house gay? I'm not gonna talk about Kevin Hart specifically because that could be a whole nother reading. But for the most part, some of them, not all of them. I don't think it's fair to group everybody. But some of them are definitely bi curious. It's definitely giving, I kissed a girl and I liked it. Okay, the moon card is here, which lets me know that this is hidden. This is something that is not known and it's a secret amongst them. Like I said, I'm not saying they know, like, okay, it's an individual thing. I'm not saying they're in the house, doing all types of no. But yeah, individually, some of the guys are probably bi curious for sure. Um, yes, the King of Cups is here, the Ace of Cups is here. Yes, some of them are bi curious, but unfortunately, because they're in such a misogynistic environment, I'm pretty sure they won't ever come out and express that. But yeah. So the sun card is also here. Yes. Some of it is hidden though, but this lets me know that some of them truly are who they say they are. So not all of them are gay. But yeah, the moon card lets me know that some of them are lying about their gender, sexuality, if they feel like, if they have came on camera and said that they are straight and nothing else, they're lying. Okay, the sun card is here, which lets me know that some of them the sun card lets me know that some of them are actually telling the truth when they say they are heterosexual. So not all of them, some of them for sure. Like I would say a good 3, 4, 5, yeah. The hangman is also at the top of the deck. Bi curious for sure. They would be down. Like they could see it happening. But then again, the nine of wands is here. They don't feel like as though it's a safe environment to divulge that information. So a lot of them, all of them, will come out and say, yeah, I'm straight. Even though a lot of them are not straight. But surprise, surprise. Not surprised at all.